I want to share a little bit about why feminine embodiment work was a foreign concept for me and what it really took for me to shift from it being foreign to familiarizing myself with my own femininity. I grew up in a home where my mother was the breadwinner. She worked her butt off. She climbed to the top of the company she was working for, became a district manager. She worked 16 plus hours a day. I rarely saw her. And when I did see my mother, she was either fighting with my dad, that's a whole nother story, sleeping, eating, and that was pretty much it. She didn't really teach me about womanhood. She didn't teach me about femininity. She didn't teach me about self-care, self-love. She didn't teach me about self-worth. She didn't teach me about anything that I have had to learn through the School of Hard Knocks myself as a feminine woman. Another reason why it was challenging was because I am naturally a driven, ambitious, self-motivated woman. I am what some would probably consider a high achiever. I see beautiful visions in my imagination and I want to make them come true in my physical reality. The concepts of manifestation are really appealing to me because when I discovered that what I see internally, I could create it, that's a way to light up a high achiever. When I started to experience breakdown in my love life and breakdown in my body, I realized that there was something missing. There were pieces to the puzzle that I did not know. And if I was going to be the type of woman who didn't just look like I had it all, but I actually have the capacity to hold it all, it was going to require me to go on a journey of embodying my femininity. This journey started for me in my early 20s. I've had different women who have come along my journey, whether if it was a spiritual mentor or a mentor that I hired, or if it was a friend's mother I was learning from. But for the most part, it was from mentors that I had invested time and resources with to learn this information. Over the years, I started to shift the way that I was approaching my life, motherhood, my love life, and even my leadership. I have learned how to tap into what I call feminine habits to support my feminine system so that I am showing up in my life, in my relationships, and in my business and leadership from this beautiful, empowered, energized space. I didn't want to be like my mom, who was burned out, overworked, overwhelmed, despite the success she had made of climbing up management. I wanted to be the type of woman who looked younger than I really am. I want to be the type of woman who is fulfilled. I want to be the type of woman who lives well and is loved well. I wanted to be the type of woman who leads with my heart and my soul and with purpose and integrity. I wanted to be the type of woman where my cup was overflowing and I gave from my overflow, not from my reserves, not from what was left in the cup, but from my overflow. I wanted to be the type of woman who showed up in every room I entered in my magnetism, and my power, and my authentic essence. I knew in order to do that deep down, it was going to require me to connect with a part of myself I wasn't taught as a little girl how to connect with, but I learned. I'm so grateful because although there was something else modeled in front of me, I was able to connect with my feminine essence and create a new reality. It has been so supportive and nourishing for my life, for my marriage, for my motherhood, and how I show up in my relationship with my son, in my business and my leadership, all because I decided to honor the fact that I'm a feminine woman. I don't have to neglect that. I don't have to ignore that. I don't have to pretend that I'm not. I get to be all of me in all the rooms I enter and all the encounters I have, unapologetically. If you are a modern day high achieving woman who is desiring to create deeper intimacy and pleasure in your relationship, greater impact as a leader, and more abundance and success through a feminine embodiment approach, I invite you to come join me inside the Unapologetically Magnetic Woman. It is my free community over on Facebook. It would be my pleasure to have you there with us.